Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the Noonchi Podcast. Danny and Bobby are here. Bob, I am sore.
You're sore.
Yes, I am sore.
I know you started your PT sessions.
Yes.
And I'm going to guess that's because of that.
Yes.
Okay.
No, my butthole's sore because I met somebody. No, so I started my training sessions, PT sessions, and what do you call it? So to backtrack, for those that haven't listened to the previous episode, I met a physical trainer
on Clubhouse,
who happened to be a big fan of Danny Cho.
Okay.
Me. He's been to like 5 of the stand-up comedy shows.
Does he listen to the podcast?
He don't speak.
Oh, okay.
He don't speak English.
Okay.
Right. So thankfully. So anyway, he goes, hey, I'm a physical trainer. I will provide my services for you for free. Right. Because he wants me to be healthy. And I was moved and touched by it. And also I was like, yeah, I need to be healthy. Right. So last Thursday was the first day I went in, right? And I think it was kind of not push me, but like just see what I can do, right?
Yeah.
So I start doing like squats with a bar.
Okay.
You know, like squats with a bar.
He's just evaluating your
and
fitness.
And every exercise, he was like, "Oh, wow. Oh, you're way better than I thought." You know, you're more athletic than
now.
I
Is
thought.
he supposed to say that?
That's what I mean.
He's,
because he's. But see, the thing is, like, he's not pumping me up for money.
Yeah,
you understand what I'm saying? Like, if you pump me up for money, then I get it. You know.
Well, here's the thing.
Right.
Like, if he straight out said, let's say you really weren't.
Right.
And he was just like, I don't think I can help you.
Right.
Like, you wouldn't go back. Right. So it's more like.
Yeah. So then it would have been easier for me to not go back. So basically I did that.
I'm sorry. I don't mean to be that.
I did some, some bench pressing, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
What'd you put up?
Let's see. The bar plus 220s.
220s.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So what is that? 60? Right?
The bar plus 220s. The bar itself is 45, right?
Yeah.
So it would be like 85.
But it's in kilograms.
Kilograms. Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah. So anyway, so I was doing that. And I was doing like, reps of that, and then some back exercises, some lat pull downs.
I don't know if the bar is really 45 actually. And how would I know?
Yeah. So anyway, I did those 3 things, right? And I didn't feel much of a burn. So I was like, oh, okay. I think he's just testing to see like if I got basic mobility down. Right?
Oh, and that was it? That's all you did the first time?
Yeah, the first day.
Okay.
Right. So it's just a bunch of sets of squats, bench pressing, and lat pull down.
How long did that take?
Like 45 minutes.
Okay.
And then, so the next day, I wake up going, ow.
Sure, yeah.
Like I couldn't manse, you know what I mean? I couldn't put my hand all the way up. Like usually, it's kind of stereotypical, but and kind of hacky that like you wake up and then you do your morning like stretches, like that stretch.
Yeah.
I went up and I went, oh, I went as far as like just up here. You know what I mean? And I said, oh no. This is not good. So
you weren't changing light bulbs that day?
Yeah. No light bulbs, man. And so, especially my back, my lats were like, so why are you doing, what are you doing? Why did you do this? It was punishing me, right?
Yeah. And
so the trainer hits me up going, hey, so how are you feeling today? And I was like, my upper body's on strike right now, and he goes, oh, it's going to hurt more tomorrow.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And I was like, oh, fuck you, dude. Right.
Was he right?
Yeah. Right.
Oh, man.
And so I figured, I should go at least twice a week in the beginning. Right. So Thursday and then Sunday. right? But on Sunday, like my not only was my upper body still hurting, I was hungover because on Saturday, I kind of went to town. I drank hard.
Oh, really?
I drank hard, like a bottle of tequila and some other hard liquor, to a point where I woke up and there was throw up on my pants from the night before.
Oh, Danny.
Yeah. Right?
Yeah.
I don't know where I threw up. I don't know.
Was it your throw up? Are you sure
I don't know.
of that?
I don't know, right? I'm hungover.
Okay.
And I'm still sore from Thursday. So I was trying to, be like, hey, I don't know if I can come in today to the personal trainer. He's like, what's wrong? And I go, oh, my back still hurts. Right? He goes, oh, don't worry. We're just going to do legs today. Right? So I said, fuck it. You know what? I went. Hungover, don't matter. I went. And he made me do legs for an hour and a half.
Hour and a half?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah. Squats, lunges.
He's like
you
giving
name
you...
it. Right.
Like usually PT sessions, they're not cheap.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And he's giving you a lot of personal time. That's
right.
amazing.
Right.
Okay.
So an hour and a half, all legs. Anything you can think about doing with your legs, I did. Right. And then he goes, you know what? You're not going to be able to walk tomorrow. That's what he said. That's what he said on Sunday, right?
Yeah.
So yesterday, Monday, I wake up and I said, oh, he wasn't lying. But But you came to work. Yes.
So
he was saying, you know what? You should sign up for those electric scooters because it's gonna fucking hurt, right?
So the irony is the week before, you couldn't walk to work either because of a gout.
Right, yeah.
But this is a good,
So
right step in the right direction.
I don't know because like this is day 2 and I'm still hurting, right? But it hurts more today, actually.
Okay.
And so he on Monday he hits me up at lunchtime and goes, hey, so like how are your legs? And I go, I mean, they hurt, but I can deal with them. Yeah. Right. I could deal with this pain, right? I don't think I should have said that because he goes, oh, you're a very strong man. So I feel like I've challenged him to basically say, bring it.
Yeah.
So I realized something, that it's a good thing that last week I said that I bought about $400 worth of shoes, clothes, whatever, right? Because without that, I probably wouldn't. If I'm still hurting, I probably wouldn't have gone. But now the shoes are looking at me like, what are you gonna do, doc? The gear is gonna be like, yo, what are you gonna do, right?
Yeah,
so, and obviously, I think the more and more I do it, the less amount of time I'll need to recover. I think it's because it's the first time.
I'm going through that again now with the running. I started running again. And damn, because I'm carrying extra weight, I'm carrying like probably close to 20 pounds more weight than I should be.
Right.
So I'm much slower, and it's just like I don't go as far, and I'm sore still too.
Yeah. So I'm sure like you will get used to, your muscles will get used to
as well stuff, you, right? Yeah.
Because but here's the thing, like Patrice O'Neal, in an Elf in the Room, he goes, the thing about working out is that like if you got out the gym and you worked out, right? And if you saw something, I think it'll make you go, oh shit, I see progress. Yeah. I will work out the next day or whatever, right? But because for the first month, maybe it's just a belief that your body's, you're helping your body out. Yeah. That's why people stop doing that shit. Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
Because you don't see the immediate results.
Right.
Sure.
So I was kind of thinking that. And then yesterday, since my legs were so fucked up, like I was trying to like, kind of massage out my legs. And then like I felt my ass area. Oh man. It's starting to get sexy, yo. I was touching my ass going, oh, okay. All right. All right. There you go.
By the way, the clothes that you bought last week, did you buy that shirt too? This hoodie? What is that?
So this hoodie that I'm wearing, for those people on YouTube that are watching on YouTube, it is merch from the Year of the Ox.
Oh yeah, you're right. Okay.
Yes.
I actually haven't seen that.
Right.
That's a new logo.
Yeah. So this is the Chinese.
Nice.
This is a Chinese symbol for ox or soul or cow.
Yeah.
Right. Now, in Korea, when I'm rocking it, and the people that know me go, "You look like you run a kogi chip," because this looks like a uniform of a like a sogogi chip, right?
It looks like a restaurant merch.
Yeah. You know, because they don't know this as merch from a hip hop group. They look at this like, and not even like a cheap restaurant, like the high end with the pink Himalayan salt, like it's cha and pretty motherfucker, right? So people go, oh, you don't look like a 족발집 사장님 anymore. You look like a 소고기집 사장님.
You should let those guys know about that.
I'm gonna tell them.
Looks like 고기집 merch.
So you know. But anyway, big shout outs to the Year of the Ox.
Yeah, I was listening to their stuff.
Yeah.
I've been writing a script with we talked about this last time briefly with Peter. We've been writing a script with our friend, our buddy Tony, and it's about Flushing and just, you know, immigration back in the days and just us growing up there.
Right.
And I've been listening to Year of the Ox while I've been writing and reading, and you know, for some reason I just like their music like fits that whole era,
right,
or at least for me, right? I mean, because I don't know, it's like about Asian kids growing up in New York, hip hop. Right. We want that to be part of the series, so it's like the perfect music. I love it. I've been listening to it a lot. Yeah.
Speaking of, I don't know if we're going to stay too long on this subject, but speaking of hip hop and of a previous generation, I guess the hip hop world has lost someone very influential.
Yeah,
DMX.
DMX, rest in peace.
Yeah. To be honest, like DMX music always like fired me up. When I was one of those like new punk ass comics, you know, like, okay, so new punk ass comics, right? They feel like they need to get like amped up.
Yeah.
So they'll listen to music, they'll shadow box behind the stage, they'll do they'll like, you don't really need to do any of that really, right? You know, just get your, you know, just stretch a little bit, but you don't need to be like Jean-Claude Van Damming it, like, you know, like whatever, right? But when I was a young punk ass comic, I needed to get fired up. It was like DMX songs all the time, right? And I've actually went to a DMX concert when I was in high school.
Oh, really?
And he ends every show
in LA?
Yeah, with prayer.
Right? Oh yeah.
Yeah. He always ends every show with prayer.
Yeah.
And I remember one time he said the Our Father, but he said it with DMX's specific cadence.
Oh really?
Yeah. Because he goes
the Lord's Prayer.
Yeah, he goes da 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 da.
Our Father who art in heaven,
hallowed be thy name. You get to go, right? And I was like, "Yo, this is dope," you know. And so, rest in peace, DMX. Yeah. And I've been listening to DMX on Spotify like for the last few days. But Bob, you weren't at work yesterday.
Oh yeah, no, I had a day off.
Yay!
And I didn't really think it would do much for me, but it did so much. Like I remember at one point I was like, I forgot where I worked. It's like, oh my gosh, this is what it used to feel like to not, you know, have responsibilities.
Right.
So, but I went to Busan for a couple days. I went Saturday night. Didn't really go like Sunday. We got there Saturday night. We went straight to my wife's Emobus place, and near their house they there was a head place. So we had he and Jeondae and like anago. It's like raw eel, but like all shredded up.
Right.
It was just amazing.
Right.
Like it was a really good meal. It was worth it just for that meal. But basically, we went and then we crashed the next day. It was Sunday, and there was more people than we thought would be in like Busan.
Are you freaking out?
So we didn't go out.
Oh, okay.
Like, because we checked into a hotel, and then the hotel was fine, but it was on the beach right by Haeundae, and we could see like there was a lot of people.
Right.
And we're just like, oh, it feels weird. So we didn't go out. We just stayed in the hotel. I went like we ate pyeonijang food that night. It was good though. I mean, I got some chicken near the hotel. It was just nice being out. It's Benji's first time away from Seoul.
Yeah.
Right. So it's his first furthest trip from home, and so it was nice.
Did you drive it or did you KTX it or did you fly it?
We flew it.
Ooh,
yeah, because I have a bunch of air miles that I have to use, so I flew the whole family, her parents too, and then we went as a unit.
Yo, you could have flown all of them for like $100.
I know.
Yeah.
I didn't use that many points. I still have a ton of points. You know,
so humble brag.
No, I mean, we have family accumulated points.
Right.
You know, and anyway. So Monday was the big day. Like, although we it was only half a day, we had to fly back at 6 p.m. But we did a lot that day. We got up early. We went out, and there was no one around. Like it was awesome. So we ended up going to have like lunch at a pokguk, or like, you know, the blowfish.
Yes.
Which wasn't, you know, like not my cup of tea really. It was just really expensive. It's really good for health apparently, but I was just like
men's health or like
no,
all
just
health,
in general. They say that's why it's so expensive, I guess. It was okay. It was like nice clean broth, but you know, my wife and Benji, we sat together, and then right next to us, like halfway through our meal, like these three huge guys sit down right next to us, and they're all tatted up. Like even their necks, their legs, they were wearing shorts. And like I was like, whoa. Yeah. They're Korean. They had that Busan Saturi.
Right.
And there was one guy who was clearly like the Hyung or something. So he sat, there's three of them. So he sat on one side by himself in the middle. And he sat down first, and the other two, before they sat down, they both bowed.
Ooh, okay.
So I was like, oh, what's going on here?
Right.
So, but I could tell that they were very like, you know, I don't know. It was just like the way they spoke, and they were really loud. They would phone call. Yeah. Oh, they're like doing their business on the phone without having to like lower their voices. Yeah. They own the place. Yeah. And I was just like, wow, I wonder if I was just making sure Benji was like, we actually at this point, we just let him watch some TV on the phone.
Right.
Because we don't want him to like, you know, I don't know, maybe they hate kids or something like that. So, but at one point, my wife, she is kind of listening on to what they're saying. I don't know what they're saying, let alone it's all in Busan Saturi. Right. So I could tell she was listening, and she every now and then she kind of like laugh, put her hand like this. One time she put her hand like this. They were over there. She was like this to me. She's like doing like, did you see who's next to us? I'm like, they have eyes. They can see your hand going. What do you think? Like, are you trying to get me killed, woman? Are you trying to get me? You know, like they're not gonna start a fight with you. They're gonna like start with the kyopo, who's too afraid to look at them in the eyes.
I did not sign up for this ass whooping.
I was just like, woman, please put your hand down. Yes, I get it. I saw the three humongous guys tatted up sitting next to us. Right. It's like, come on. what are you doing? Why are you putting your hand up as a wall? It's not doing anything. So I figured maybe they probably get that a lot,
right?
Especially from foreigners, maybe, or
right.
people out from Seoul, I guess, apparently. So, but that was interesting. From the time they sat down till the time we left, it was just like one long holding of the breath. It's just like, we gotta get out of here.
But did your wife explain some of the conversation? Because if she was like laughing at
afterwards, so she was just like, the reason why she was laughing was because Benji was watching the thing that we put on was this poli, which is a police like a police car, and it kept going B-O, B-O, B-O. It's like pulling this cartoon car arresting, or I don't know, like, so there's like funny sirens going on, and my wife is like, oh my gosh. We clearly chose what he's watching,
right.
And she, in her mind, I guess, was thinking that I wonder if that sound has any trigger for them.
That's hilarious, actually.
Oh man,
I might have put my hand up and said the same thing.
Right? I was so scared. I don't know why I was so scared. Like, I knew that, like, I don't know. It's just like, I don't know.
That's hilarious. That's funny.
Oh man. Yeah, that was, in a nutshell, that was my weekend.
Oh, and you know, you didn't get pummeled, so you know you didn't. Your wife didn't fully sign you up for an ass whooping.
Speaking of the Busan accent, like we borrowed my Emobus car, right? And we went yesterday to this. They made this brand new train trolley that runs across the coast.
Oh wow! Okay,
it's really nice actually. So it goes maybe like 6 stations, 5 or 6 stations, like down the line, and it uses an old station that was there back during the war,
right?
And so we're on that. Like we had to park the car, and the parking attendant guy, like, it's one of those places you park in, and then it has a rotator, and then the car goes in and all. And they're like, this guy's like saying something to me. I just don't know what he's saying, but he's not nice.
Right.
Like, and I was just like, I'm sorry, I don't know what you're saying. And so I basically said, oh, 미국 사람, you know? And then finally he was just like, what? He's like, go get somebody to translate and then they're like, I can pick up things like he's saying, why is he driving, or why is he driving like a foreigner, or like whatever, or something. Yeah. And I was like, I understand 한국말 할 수 있어요. 발음을 못 알아. 발음을 몰라요. 부산 발음 몰라요. I yelled it really loud too. I felt really bad, but he was trying to put me down, or like he was like being like an ass, you know. I was just like, all right, wait a minute. I'm just like letting him be an ass. Right. So I was like, nope. 모르겠어요. I was like,
but what was the reason why he was yelling at you though?
Because I wasn't doing what he was telling me to do. He's giving me instructions. You know, at one point he's like, because you have to close the mirrors and go in, and he's like, don't open the mirrors or something like that. And I ended up opening the mirrors. He's just, I just told you, don't open the mirrors. And I was like, I don't know what the hell you said. I almost got into it with it. And then at one point my Emobu came, and because he lives in Busan, and he was just saying, oh yeah, he's from America. Just like I was saying, yo, you're making it work.
This is 2 episodes in a row. Yeah, your Americanness has made you stick out like a sore thumb.
I can get Bijasa too, but I mean, the other one is one where I was willing to stay very quiet. The other one was like, No, I'm not gonna take it even from a.
Do you know, like, I was thinking, like, yesterday. So every now and again, I meet these like older fools, right? Older Korean gentlemen.
Yeah.
That's my stomach again. But these older Korean gentlemen that always go like, when I was in my 20s, fill in the blank, right?
Yeah.
But the fill in the blank is, the usual phrase is 나 날라다녔어. Right? Which is like kind of over the top. I'm meaning like, yo, man,
I did what I wanted.
No, 날라다녔어 really literally means I used to fly, right? You know, like that's how like, you know, like whatever, right? So if I see like people in their 50s look at anybody in their 20s, yo, man, fucking your age, I used to fucking fly, right? But then you and I have gotten to an age where no matter how much older they are, they'll look at us and be like, when I was that age, oh, it's gonna get bad. Right? Like it's not a like, yo, man, like I used to be the shit. Like at our age, it's like, meaning like no matter how, if somebody yells at you, like I think we're at an age where we'll be like, yo, fuck you, dude. Like I'm too old to be yelled at. I think I
have that in me. It's just coming out. Yeah. Because
like, it doesn't matter how much older somebody is now. Like an 80-year-old can yell at me and I'd be like, man.
Dude, there's an ajashi, right, at the hardware store near the office today that we go to every now and then, right, to get stuff because we need it for the studio, right? So this guy, every time we go in, he's got an attitude. Like he doesn't like want our business. Like he's always just like, no, we don't have it. And it's like, it's right there.
Right.
You know, you don't want to help us? What's the problem today? I went by myself to get like a AC adapter, right? Just because ours, just like someone tripped on it and it broke.
Yeah.
I was like, do you sell this? And he's like, what is it for? It's like, do you sell this? Right? So I said, oh, it's for the audio equipment. And he's like, call the audio equipment people. Don't call, like, it's like, what?
Yeah.
It's like, I just want to know if you sell this, you know? And he's like, call the audio company, get it from them. And I was like, but he was like jajang, like he was like really upset for some reason.
Right.
So I said, ajashi, why are you upset?
Yeah.
And he's like, I'm not upset. He's like, I can't help you.
Right.
It's like, do you sell this or not? I just want to know if you sell this or not.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And then so he's like, oh, the problem is with the thing, whatever, blah, 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 blah. He's still not answering my question. So finally I said, listen, every time I come in here, you're always mad. What's wrong? What's wrong? And he's like, okay, then don't come here. And I was like, of course I'm not coming back after this. Like finally, but like most of the times I would just be like, oh, all right, whatever. I'll go. But now I'm just like, fuck it, man. I have to like stand my ground.
We've gotten to an age, I think, where I think us being yelled at. Now, if we fuck up, maybe, you know, but like if we don't, and now they're just pressing their life on us, then it's time for us. I think it's time for us to be like, hey, man, go eat a dick. Yeah, you know?
I mean, the last thing I said to him was something like, 장사 진짜 이렇게 하세요? And I think from that, he just like, he went back into the back.
Well, we don't have the AC adapter, huh?
No, we ordered one finally, just online. The problem was like, if we do it online, then we have to use the Pubca, and then we need to do this whole other stuff.
Right.
I ended up just paying it for it myself.
Yikes.
It's just like...
So I've been watching a handful of like Korean podcasts, and they have a segment where they comment or they read the comments or emails of their listeners. And I know we've been getting a handful.
Oh yeah,
right. And so So let's try some. Right?
Yeah.
And let's comment. This one comes from the last episode, is wearing jeans to a wedding, an American thing episode. Yeah. Sam Lee writes, Shanggu is pretty awesome. Hard to top that label.
Oh, you're right. I almost forgot that. Shanggu.
Jenna Alfaro writes, best full dating hot chicks, girls love sex. Click here. 18 cams. XYZ. Thanks.
Spam. Yeah, we get every episode. We get like clockwork. We get spam like at when we upload it. I think within 10 minutes we get like those kinds of spam comments.
I mean, I get it.
Yeah.
I think they've just. I can't shake that image. Right? Our buddy Tezhan goes, in my opinion, the key to diet fitness is consistency. Small incremental changes that you actually stick to have a compounding effect over time. Drastic, sweeping overhauls aren't sustainable and lead to relapses back to where you started or worse.
Yeah.
I wrote, I agree. Also, I'm currently eating Burger King. But I actually saw Tez on Saturday. So we went to our buddy Sean's place. Sean made Mexican food.
Nice.
I brought the tequila.
Nice.
And we watched Bloodsport, Top Gun, and Rocky 4.
Wait, that's where you got hammered?
That was
at Sean's place?
That was part one.
Oh, it's part one.
Part
okay.
one of the hammer.
I was going to say, because Sean's daughter and wife.
They weren't home.
Oh, they're out. Okay, yeah. Good. Bloodsport and tequila. I don't know.
Yes.
That's good for the kids.
Frank Nam says, you didn't miss much by not coming out with me, Danny. So last episode, I talked about he kind of had a double date situation going on.
Oh, yeah,
and I had to bail on him.
And you cleaned the house.
Because I cleaned the house.
Yeah.
And, I go, sorry, I was busy cleaning my filthy place. Now that a week has passed, it's filthy again.
Also, shout out to Jin Kim.
Yes.
Because I got my first donation ever.
Oh.
Through Spotify.
Oh.
Amazing. Thank you so much. I'm trying to figure out a way like to get you some merch. I know that you said the merch apparently when you send internationally, because it ships from Korea, is very expensive.
So Jin actually 5 days ago goes, y'all got a tip jar we can hit up for Big Phony. They're taking $26 for shipping. I'd rather tip you straight instead.
Damn, man. Thank you so much.
Good old Jin. Jin always Jin has written a lot of stuff here, and so Jin's always morning guys, love the conversation. 조국 통일 만세. All Korean Americans need to listen to this.
And we have to make some Noonchi merch as well eventually, and send that out to Jin too.
Right.
I think we can actually,
but it's the same everywhere. Like even this merch, the Year of the Ox merch.
Yeah.
They charge about $20+ for international shipping.
So I want to figure out if we can set up a shop, in the US,
right,
where we can just have orders go out from the US. I think that might be the move.
Some other comments. This one is from I think our highest watched or viewed podcast, which is Hajiwon walks into a bar.
Oh, that we got a new comment on that?
Yes. Okay, so Bobby is 43 in 2021. Mm-hmm. Danny can't be that much younger than Bobby.
You're not.
Go fuck yourself.
Danny is one Olympic younger than I am.
One Olympic. One presidential term. This dude actually this is a long one. And this dude has been a fan of the F It podcast. He was listening for a long time, right? And that's what he says. Alex Lim says, yo, been here since the F It podcast days. Haven't seen you guys show up on my feed in a while. I guess YouTube hasn't been letting me know you guys still have been uploading. I listened to hear you guys talk. I want to know what you guys have been doing, your thoughts on shit. I'm sure there are other people from here from the F-It podcast days. I missed those episodes. Too bad I can't go back and listen to them anymore, but fuck it. I still can listen to you guys now. I don't know if you guys ever went over what happened, but if you guys don't want to talk about it, it's all good. You guys still got some triple OGs listening, man. I follow Shane and Peter / Pedro as well. I hope you guys can have Peter on one day. Much love, guys. Also, I don't mind if you say my name on the podcast. I saw the previous episode. You said some people might not like it. I'm cool with it. Much love, fellas. I guess the question would be, what happened to the old F-It podcast episodes? Yeah. I can explain that. There was highly incriminating information that would be okay if Bobby and I, or well, not Bobby because he wasn't there, but if I was only living in the US, but now that I'm in Korea, I need to cover my ass.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
there's a lot of questionable.
Yeah, it was wild. It was fucking
wild.
Right? It was mad wild. But again, that's a little bit of the what do you call it? The messages. Thank you guys for continuing to send messages and being encouraging.
Yeah, please continue to do so. It's like really, really encouraging, actually. Yeah.
So this past weekend, we were watching, like I said, okay, the order we watched the movies was Rocky IV, Top Gun, and then Bloodsport. Right? Now, there is a...
on Netflix. They're all on Netflix now.
I don't know if Rocky IV is.
It is. Rocky.
Oh, really?
I know at least 3 of them are on there. I don't know which ones, yeah.
So we got into the conversation of Chong Li and Bloodsport, right? In particular, right? So there is a podcast network called The Ringer.
Yeah,
right.
The Ringer.
And so they did an episode analyzing Bloodsport,
the
movie, right? Why it's such a cult, blah, blah, blah. And we got into the if Bloodsport was remade, right? Who would you cast in Bloodsport? Who would play Frank Dukes? Who would play Chong Li? Who would play Ray Jackson? Who would play the Hong Kong, like the trainer dude? Like, you Jackson, you look like Jackson.
Oh, dude. I wish we had Peter on today, because like I think when I think of Chong Li, I think of Pedro, actually. Yeah. Because I remember the first time he went out for an audition that required him to know martial arts. I think he lied on his resume, right? So he was so nervous because he doesn't really know any like particular martial arts. Yeah. And so I remember him showing me what he was gonna do, and they're just basically like stances and yelling. Yeah. So he would do the and then he'd jump up and do the other side. I was like, dude, man, you're not gonna get this, but please, you have to go through with it because everybody has to pay their dues. You gotta tell. Oh my gosh, you gotta hear him tell the story.
So he might not be able to play Chong Li. That's what you're saying.
No, absolutely not. I mean, he's got the physique for it, but I don't. He's not gonna be able. I mean, unless they do a stunt double,
right?
But
yo, man. So that was the conversation we were having about who would play who.
Okay.
Right. Like, for example, I was gonna. I guess
for all movies, for Rocky, Back to the Future,
just Bloodsport.
Okay.
Because Bloodsport to me, like Rocky and Top Gun. I mean, obviously Top Gun, they're making whatever part after 20 years, right? But then but Bloodsport, never gonna get remade, right? And I don't because like Cobra Kai and the Karate Kid, right? That happened, right? But will Bloodsport be remade or make that that kind of like 20 years later revival? Now to me, the one person I thought of that I think might be the perfect casting would be the guy, you Jackson. You look like Jackson. The trainer in Bloodsport. The dude with the glasses. The homie. Hey, get it together. You might be the fourth North American. That guy, right? To me, the person to play him would be Jimmy O Yang.
Okay.
Yeah, I think he would be perfect. I don't think Jimmy needs to even change up his accent that much. He needs to Hong Kong up a little bit, but he's already from Hong Kong and he kind of has that accent already, right? And then for I was thinking about, I don't know if he's Mexican, but the Mexican kickboxer Paco. To me, he's outside of the three big characters. There's a kickboxer dude with a tattoo, but he does kickboxing, and he looks straight up like
a real guy,
Latin, right? Yeah,
like a real kickboxer.
I was thinking Manu Ginobili, the basketball player, right? He kind of has that look, right? But aside from that, I don't know. So if you can think of like who would play Frank Dukes, or Ray Jackson, or the love interest.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know, man.
Would it be Conor McGregor playing Frank Dukes?
I guess it would have to be a UFC kind of thing.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who would Ray Jackson be? Like, there's so many. Oh, and the reason why I've said this was because I was looking at the movie going, who can I play? And who can Danny Cho play in the remake of Bloodsport, right? And I came up with, I can play the referee, right? That fool that kind of looks like an otter, right? Him. I could play the guy who cleans the stage, and there's that scene where I guess he's like an Arab dude, like he fought Frank Dukes, and then his gold tooth fell off, and he goes and he cleans. I could play that guy,
or the guy that his bone comes out in the shin.
I can play that guy. I can play the gambling guy that goes, no such thing as too late. That that guy.
I don't remember that.
I can be one of the two guys.
Now you're talking like it's just like Bloodsport's like your Star Wars.
Yes.
Like when they remade all the prequels and stuff. All these big actors like, yo, George, you gotta put me in what's his name? Samuel Jackson.
But make my sword purple.
No, but Samuel Jackson just wanted to like show up in the background as an extra. Or Daniel Craig was in one of them as well as a stormtrooper. Right. So a lot of people just show up because they're like big fans.
Yeah.
Right. Like, but yours would be like Bloodsport.
Yes.
Your choice.
I would if I didn't have an agent, I'd be like, I am willing not to do it for free, obviously, right? But I would do it for like
the trip to Hong Kong, or
like whatever minimum SAG rates are, like low budget SAG rates, right?
Man, I would do if it's a movie that I would want to be in, I would do it for free. Like, my wife wouldn't go for it. But anyway, but like if it were, let's say Top Gun,
right?
That one of my favorite movies, Back to the Future. Right. Oh my gosh.
Right.
Like I would have loved to just walk. Who
would you recast to be the new Marty McFly?
I mean, I would try. I would. Man. It reminds me of who's the comic that said, like, you can only send white people back in time.
Louis.
Because they're just, he's like, whatever year you go to, I'm like, sir, we have a table for you right this way.
That's Louis.
I'm like, all right, maybe not an Asian actor.
You can go to the year 2. Hey, well, we've been waiting for you. I'm trying to think of like who would play that. I'm thinking someone like Dave Franco, James Franco's brother.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can't picture anyone like It would have to be a brand new story. I don't think it could be like a remake, the same story, same characters. I don't know. I just can't picture it. I cannot picture it.
I feel like Pete can play
a reboot.
What's his name?
Chong-li.
No. In Back to the Future, the bully.
Biff?
Yeah. In an altered 20 years ago.
Well, they have a lot of similar sayings. Like
like what?
It's like, why don't you make like a tree and leave? No, why don't you make like a... No, he says the wrong thing. Like, so why don't you make like a... All right, I forget.
To all faces in new places.
Yeah.
No, because now it was just kind of like my random thought of just like putting us in random roles.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be, obviously we can't carry a goddamn movie, right? But to play Biff,
yeah,
it don't need to be that famous of a character. You know what I mean? Like,
I mean, even Biff wasn't
right.
Anyway.
Yeah. Like all you need is
that guy's a stand-up comedian too, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. All you need is someone to fill Doc Brown, Marty McFly, and Leah Thompson's character.
Yeah.
Leah Thompson, I had a huge crush on Leah Thompson as a kid.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Me too.
Yeah. And then now, like, that's sad.
What's his name was a big role too. Marty McFly's dad.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
In this first one.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Crispin Glover.
Well, I don't even know.
Yeah, Crispin Glover plays George
name.
McFly.
What a name, Crispin.
Yeah. And then he didn't come back for the second one.
I've been thinking about an actor, like if you had to choose one entertainer's career, like you wanted to be that person.
Yeah.
Right? Like if you had a choice, whatever that movie Big is or whatever, where you can just switch into somebody's body.
Yeah.
Right? And have all their accolades and all their accomplishments, all their filmography, discography, whatever. Who would it be?
It would probably be like someone that's underrated, like Steve Buscemi.
You want to, so you'd be like, nah, I don't want Leo. I don't want Brad Pitt. I want
at
Steve
this point
Buscemi.
in my life, because I feel like at their level, they have too many social responsibilities. Like, like I was gonna say maybe like George Clooney because he's got a fat place, like Lake Como, in Italy. Right. But then he's got to do a lot of like things for the world. I don't know.
But like, Steve Buscemi can litter. Is that what you're saying? Like
nobody will be like, Steve, you're not doing enough.
Right. Okay. Okay.
It's really selfish of me to say.
That's hilarious, though.
But I'm just like at a time in my life, I'm only about the kid, and I don't have a lot of energy to be like.
So I'm gonna be. Hey, yo, man, I see Buscemi's dope.
Dude, I love Steve Buscemi. That guy has like, I love him in everything he does, even the movies that like aren't like. I love like the fact that he does like Adam Sandler movies to like Jerry Bruckheimer movies, and then he'll do like Boardwalk Empire,
which is dope.
Like, he'll do like he's got like really really good deep characters, and then he's got.
I was thinking like Hugo Weaving.
Who's that?
Agent Smith.
From Matrix. And
that dude,
Lord of the Rings,
latched on to some of the biggest franchises. Yeah, Lord of the Rings, and then there's a Hobbit series too, right? Yeah. And he's gotten them all. Yeah, And
paparazzi isn't chasing him around. So like, that's a good choice.
Like Hugo, he must have killed it. Like Samuel L. Jackson has been in a lot of shit, right?
Yeah.
But then they're not going to chase him. But I feel like, as you say, Samuel L. Jackson might have more of a responsibility to represent for whatever cause, right? But I don't
look at us. We're trying to dodge, being responsible.
But Hugo Weaving, I feel can get plastered and maybe throw up somewhere.
Yeah.
And people come, oh my God, fucking Agent Smith threw up. Like, no, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good one. I like that one.
That's an interesting question. Who would you want, like people listening out there in the world, who would you choose?
Because a lot of people,
interesting question.
Because it's funny is because at first thought, if you asked me this at like 20, I would pick like
Justin Bieber,
like baller motherfuckers, or like baller / like like De Niro, or you know what I mean, like
super cool,
or like you said Clooney or whatever, right?
Actually, I would choose I mean, De Niro does have a certain amount of social responsibility that he attaches himself to, but he does have some pretty iconic roles. I mean, he does. I mean, like not pretty. He actually does have some amazing.
So like
roles, so.
For like what do you call it? Like being known as like a generation's like top actor. Yeah. Right. Or like, a generation's top musician or whether it's selling or whatever. Right. But then both you and I picked like, safe. like just like, okay, like, all right. Like they're not gonna sell a movie. You know what I mean? Starring Steve Buscemi and Hugo Weaving. Right. Yeah. You'll be like, I mean, I'm sure they're gonna do good, but it's not like they're A-list celebrities. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, like I think we're at a point in our lives where we don't want the spotlight.
It's so funny.
We just want to,
you know what? I
have one leg in the spotlight, kind of thing.
I just want a parking spot, right? Like I don't want the whole building. I just want a parking spot to be like, oh hey, Mr. Cho.
Yeah, every now and then, like you get like, oh, I really enjoy your work. So like great. Yeah. Like please keep doing your good work and stuff like that. Not like, oh, can I get a selfie? Like kind of I don't want, like everywhere you go. Do you like think, people waiting outside with cameras in your house?
Do you think when you were younger, like you wanted to be someone else that wanted the spotlight, or like, you know what I mean? Like if we were asked this question, if we asked this to 30-year-old Bobby, would Bobby be like, I want to be,
Actually, I probably have a similar answer.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah, I never really wanted
the spotlight. Yeah. Because I did. Yeah. I did. But now it's just
changing because
I'm like, yo man, like the responsibilities of like safe how people get in trouble for anything in Korea. People get in trouble for a lot of things, even back home though.
The same goes for my own career. I would never want to, I just want people, most of all my peers, to accept the fact that I did make clear choices, right. Like that I hope people can respect.
Yeah.
I mean, that's all I really ever want from making a decision to be a musician or, an artist. So, I mean, that's what I want to be, the Steve Buscemi of, singer-songwriters, I guess. I should, before we end, actually, we got to wrap up, but I actually want to talk about the fact that I'm being more active on TikTok these days. I know that's weird because it's a young man's game or a young person's game.
Right.
But, someone over at TikTok was nice enough to get me verified on there. And I realized, I noticed that I'm getting more activity on there.
Right.
And so, and most of all on the videos where I'm singing my songs. I did a couple on there and they both did very well. So I think it's a good way to get some music out there.
Right.
I'm going to just try to take advantage of that and see if I can get anywhere with that. So if you're on TikTok, find me. Don't look for Big Phony, look for I Hate Big Phony. That's my my thing on there. And then I don't know, little thing. Little
It's so
plug.
funny. It's to like. It's not begging. It's not begging, right?
Yeah, I mean,
but it's not begging.
Yeah.
But it is begging.
Yeah, because I'm so bad at the social media stuff, you know.
No, I get it.
And it doesn't really. I know. I put those songs and stuff on my Instagram and all that. But every time I do it, like, it's like icky feeling. Like, oh my gosh! Like people, there's gonna be like a few people that think, oh, Bobby's selling out, kind of thing. But no, it's just I'm just trying to stay relevant enough where, you know, I can get my algorithm up, so at least the people that do like my music can even listen to it,
right?
Because they won't even catch it. Like you said earlier, like YouTube wasn't telling one of our listeners that we're doing this again.
Yeah,
like that's a real thing. There's an algorithm. If it's not in your favor, then you're kind of screwed. That's the day and age we live in. So
yeah. So
anyway.
Follow I Hate Big Phony on TikTok, and it's probably like people are like, who is this motherfucker with the check mark? And then they went, oh, all right. All right. Can't hate on babies and fucking you singing, right? For all those that are listening, please write down if you had to switch with someone in Hollywood or whoever, like whose life would you want to switch out with?
Good question.
Please write that down in the comments. And as always, thank you for listening. Please subscribe, like, share, tell a friend. And for all those that are in Korea that speak Korean, I will be performing. So go to my Instagram to see my schedule at Danny Cho Comedy. Thanks, guys.
Later.